heart of West Texas. Frontline News with Brent Clark. Here is your host extraordinaire. Good to have y'all joining today. I'm feeling quite well, and I have to be honest with you. The news cycle is pretty much the same. Everything is reactive. Newsmax, don't get me wrong, I trust Newsmax. And I sometimes used to trust Fox News, but I'm more of a National Review type of guy. Now, that being said, let's not get all reactive on me. I want to cover a couple of stories. Number one, the FBI knew about the January 6th insurrection. Let's face it, liberal proletariat staged all this for 2020, all the demonstrations. They overblew the COVID pandemic. Now, I'm not saying that it ain't real. It's real. JR and I was talking. His family in some ways has been impacted by COVID. Not as bad, thank goodness. One of the friends of JR's family passed away. A friend of Jimmy's family also passed away. But because of COVID. And so, I'm not saying it ain't real. It's real. Go get your vaccinations. Now, here's something I'm going to say this. Government is promoting a booster. Now, if you feel like you got to do it, get it. But, folks, we are talking about reactive overkill in our news, our government, both sides of the aisle. So, I want y'all to do something today. I was looking in the Federalist today, and they're talking about a Christian Cold War. Folks, the proletariat looks like it's arrived in Washington, D.C. And it's time that Americans proactively rise up and do something to say enough. Let's start praying. Let's start getting on our knees. Alright? Now look. I'm of the disciples of Christ. And we don't really carry a political ideology, I know. Let me ask one of my contributors, and I shall return. We use the King James Bible, and our ideology is common sense conservatism, the wisdom ideology of the Scriptures. Alright? We may decide who we vote for in private, according to conscience. And so we don't endorse a political candidate for any office. Now, that being said, I'm going to say this. Trump was a dang good president. And we lost him. Why? The proletariat that's left in Washington, D.C. that started this put America to sleep by scaring them into a pandemic. That's the hammer and sickle symbol of socialism. And you need to wake up. You need to wake up. Alright? Now, We faced almost a similar fate under Bill Clinton. Thank goodness I don't think Bill Clinton or in his cohorts were as radical as Joe Biden. Nancy Attila the Nun Pelosi. Princess Kamala Harris, or even Lady Cortez. We'll say that. Folks, we need to wake up. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to be honest with you, it's on both parties. I blame it not just on the leadership that's going on, the majorities right now. Both parties are involved in this reactive slugfest, and it needs to stop. And the American people need to vote with our feet and tell them that it needs to stop. I grew up in a family where we vote conservative Democrat if we had a chance. But we were seeing that that's getting fewer and fewer. Very fewer and fewer, so it's time for us to wake up. Alright? Now, here's something to take note of. Y'all know me as Brent Clark, because that's how JR knows me. But my first name is Lazarus Brent Clark. I was named after both my grandfathers. So that says something. Lazarus was raised from the dead by Jesus. And so we need to do the onward Christian soldiers thing, unite and say what we're going to do. And so, America, listen to me. We need to proactively do something. Alexa, play Mormon Tabernacle Choir, Onward Christian Soldiers. It's actually the Tabernacle
Onward
Choir.
Christian Soldiers by Arthur Sullivan from Spotify.
It's actually the Tabernacle Choir, Temple Square, but some people don't get it. Cross of Jesus. Our Christian soldiers. That should be the banner of Christian America right now. Let's get up and do something. We are not divided. All one body we. All united we. born in charity. Now don't that just melt your heart? Don't it? Folks, we can't play games no more. We, as Americans, are supposed to be the people of God, the way our founders predicted. Now I gotta do a plug for Money Metals Exchange. Give me 90 seconds and I'll show you why you need to invest in gold and silver. Or do you trust the Fed and the central banks to take care of your assets? I don't think so. That's why you need to contact Money Metals Exchange. They have a website. I'll also look and see what their customer service number is. Order your assets while you still can. Gold and silver is some of the most solid assets you can have right now, and they're wonderful. And the only gold and silver IRAs that I would consider doing, even a crypto IRA, those need to be backed by the Rich Dad Company. Alright? So, that's about all I've got to say about Money Metals Exchange. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Folks, the economic crisis of COVID is over. We've heard one of our staunch conservative leaders say that, but we're about to have another one if we don't rein it in. But you know, we have to wait a while for election, but there's still some things to do. I want you to exercise personal responsibility, personal accountability, and make your way to live the best life possible so you can make your way back to Him. You hear me? Hope you can understand. Hope you've enjoyed listening to Frontline News with Brent Clark. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. Become a part of the daily updates. This is Frontline News with Brent Clark saying until next time, be informed proactively.